What's up, motherfuckers? Kumquat. So there's like this Russ song that's like he says this Y like in French and it sounds like kumquat and we were just like saying that to each other back and forth. So before this,
Horrible and terrible, but fucking hilarious. Anyways,
it just like if you know the song, it sounds like kumquat. What is he actually saying? You took French, I didn't.
he's saying why in French.
I know, but how do you say it?
I don't like being put on the spot.
Not,
It's been a minute,
she's
okay?
not feeling confident about
I'm
those
not.
French lessons.
No, I should probably get back to it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So hello, howdy y'all. Welcome to episode 4. Hopefully Jenna makes it to episode 5. She keeps drinking her water like that. Just kidding.
I'm a thirsty girl.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, I mean, happily married. Kevin can barely keep up.
We love that for you.
Yeah.
So today we have lots of miscellaneous and important things to chat about. But I feel like first and foremost, this is like I need to kind of put you guys on to my like rules of engagement for if men approach me um out in public. And Genevieve has been privy to this like probably a handful of times with me where I'm like eh, it's kind of been like a game that I've played with myself ever since I got into feminine energetics where I'm like I just feel like if I go out with like girlfriends or like by myself and like especially now that I'm like single, I've leaned into this like extra hard where I'm like it's kind of like a fun game for me where I'm like when I go out, I'm probably just not going to be and it's not that I can't obviously, but I'm like my feminine energy is so radiant that I shouldn't have to pay my own tab, you know? But in particular, like if a man approaches me or us at all, I'm like, oh, that's the one.
And I'm just like,
But I'm like, it's not even in like a romantic or sexual way for me
yeah.
anyways. It's like, you know, for them, who knows? But like to me, I'm like, if you would like to have my feminine gaze upon thee, um, you need to give a goddess a gift. Like,
You must bring an offering,
yeah, bring a sacrifice down at my altar.
but like a vegan one.
And hash works too. No,
Money is vegan.
it is. It's true. Bar barely. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, technically it is, but
Yeah, I'm not vegan anymore, by the way. But
pescatarian.
yeah, vegan but fish.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so like Genevieve and I this past weekend, we went to a friend's like birthday dinner and you know, I like where like where we are living is like outside of delivery range of this like one donut chain that I would like frequent in Chicago that would do vegan donuts because every once in a while like I'm just like I want a vegan donut. And I have not had one in months like since I moved here. And I was like, oh, like where we're going into dinner is within range of this donut place. Like I'm going to legit DoorDash some to this restaurant and I'm gonna grab them on the way out.
Hmm.
And so after the dinner ended, it was like taking a little while and we like sat at the bar of the restaurant we were at and like lo and behold, you know, some man is like and like he like photo bombs us and like video he like
You may have saw that on Instagram, which I'm saying. Apparently, someone messaged Gianna and was like, Genevieve's like, beep, because he like leans in and I was like, who is this guy?
yeah, he like leaned yeah, Jenna was in the middle there for a moment, but
Hmm.
and I was like, all right, if you're gonna video bomb us, and then, you know, like lo and behold, because we were like sitting at the bar
Hmm.
um and the man covered our tab. And I'm like, and I bid you adieu, good sir. You know,
I'm taking my donuts and I'm getting the fuck out of here.
exactly, seriously. Because like, I don't know, like the thing
Because
is,
I mean, to me, it's like it's not. It doesn't have to lead to things, and
you don't owe anybody's shit.
you don't,
You
and
don't.
so it's like just that it is of value, and this can translate obviously to every area of your life. It's of value when when you just take up space and exist and share your energy and your life force and your magnetism with people.
I mean, I feel like to me,
It's life-giving.
I'm not a misandrist or anything, but
Is that the thing where you hate men?
no, it's a thing where you feel like women are superior beings to men, basically. But I really do believe that like Maybe. I don't know. I think
I'm just kicking it around, playing with it a little. I don't know.
trying it on, seeing how it fails.
You know what it feels.
But
No, we
like,
love men.
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in like loving men. I think men and women have like their own important value, but it's like,
Or maybe I don't. Maybe I just love Kevin and my baby boy, Sebastian.
yeah,
I'm just
the
joking.
patriarchy has really kind of done some things, but we're like joking a little bit, but here, but
Shout out to the person who's been commenting on our YouTube videos saying that we're all over the place in a good way. You're welcome. Here's another one.
that's what happens when like we're Gemini moons, okay? But we're also Virgo Mercury, so it's fine. If you know, you know. But Um, yeah, like I just feel like feminine women and women in particular, especially when you're tapped into like your feminine radiance, which to me is like a mix of like the sacral and the heart energy, where it's like you're in your sensual, like feminine gifts and your heart is open and radiant, but you're boundaried and you respect yourself and you have standards and you don't just let any moth like come to your flames and all of that.
And like feed off you
Yeah.
like
And like, and to me, like how that translates to at a restaurant bar, like if a man's trying to like take away from our twin time and like have our attention, which is a gift, we do
Here's a
not,
high cost,
yeah,
motherfucker.
we do not like you are not entitled to our attention. So the least you can do is cover our tab, which he did, which was fine. But and so like to me, like the focus of like a woman and like a conversation with a woman who is like in her heart and in her self-respect, like is a gift because it's like she the way that she engages in conversation with you, the way that she like focuses on you and just yeah, like being in the presence of a woman like that, it truly does like nourish the masculine, even if it's like a brief exchange. And so it's like men are not entitled to that energy, right? And so like if you were going to engage with a woman, like you should like in that way, you should at least like pick up her tab. You know what I mean? Um, and so like
Come with an offering.
yeah, come with an
Yes.
offering. Never approach a goddess without a gift.
Mhm.
And so, but like me and Jenna, it's like always a thing. Like if we like find ourselves out at like a or like a bar or like a restaurant or whatever, I'm like, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, there's like some guy that covers our tab. Am I right? That's like my signature move. Again, like not because we like can't pay for our own stuff, but like respect the feminine energy. That is all.
I think it's like the art of the game for Gianna. And I just along for the ride. I'm like, I'm just happy to be here.
I mean, I am a little bit of a monster when I'm single. But I mean, like even like when I was like in my last relationship, this would still happen, but it was just like, you know, there was very more clear like boundaries, obviously. But
But I also think that's the thing with magnetism in general, because even when Kevin and I go out sometimes, like we would attract, this is kind of a funny thing. I'm like, I'm like, people want to fuck us. You know?
seriously,
So like other couples like would cover our tabs and stuff like that. We always get free things, whatever, but it's a magnetism thing and it's not you're not embodying a sense of entitlement. You're just you're embodying a sense of worth and and self-respect, but also like you're taking up space, you know? Yeah.
yeah, and like that was like that reminds me of like something I was thinking about because like every time I get into a relationship and I like share it online, I'm like, you know, people get like attached to like me and like the couple that I'm in, and I'm like, are you guys sure you just don't really love me? I mean, the common denominator.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, there's definitely truth to it, but I'm like being silly and playful as we do on this podcast. But oh God, I think I was just about to get another Charlie horse.
Should I hold it?
Yeah.
Okay. That happened a little bit before. And I took a video. I'll post it later. I took a video of it and I was like, this is how we prep for the podcast. He's just lying on the floor, like, ow. And I'm just karate chopping.
Today.
And I was just karate chopping her leg. And I'm like, help, Gianna's fallen and she can't get up. Sorry, guys.
Anyways. But yeah, that's just like, you know, stay tuned for more tales of Gianna just rocking her single era because like I just feel like I don't know. I just really, really feel that like the standard for a woman who's like financially stable, who takes good care of herself, who has a beautiful, loving heart, who's, you know, sensual, sexual, like and especially like even if you don't have kids, but I feel like especially like if you're going to potentially have kids, like you need to be with a man who's generous. And like I saw this reel the other day that like cracked me up, and it was like um it was like a man throwing his wallet in the door like before he's like how to approach women like or something like that. And I'm like, it's not about like being materialistic or anything like that, but it's like the reality of life is like life costs money, and like
It's about
it
energy.
is about energy, and it's about like, one way that you can like contribute value. And like one thing like I would rather die alone than this, which, again, not required, but it's like I am so not available to live this personally, but I'm not available for this for the collective and like the women that I work with, for women to overfunction. And it's like that is just such a common narrative, because it's like if you're not properly supported, especially like as a woman, and especially if you're a mother, because like the real like when you have kids, it's like there is very much a thing where it's like your children are going to need mommy more, right? Like only mommy can fix it. Oh, the baby's not taking the bottle. The baby's got to take mommy's boob instead. You know what I mean? Like women can't like it's just like women are so powerful and capable of so much, but just because they're capable of like running a whole family on their own and like paying all the bills and like making sure everybody's like taken care of,
Mhm.
and like while still decently taking care of themselves, they should not fucking have to do that. Like absolutely not. Ill, ill. Um, so like one way that it's like um a man can contribute is obviously like to protect, to provide. And
Mhm.
everybody like needs different things and values different things and whatever. But like for me, like I just really like end game wise, like I see myself with someone who is truly generous, like knows that I don't need like saving or fixing, or that I can't take care of myself, but it's like you are so beautiful and lovely, and I cherish you so much, and like want to build a life with you and maybe like a family or whatever, that like I want to make your life better. Like I want to contribute, and like I'm not tit for tat. We're not splitting bills. Like I'm always like I'm going to be paying for things. I'm going to be like, you know, loving you and like feeling so grateful for your like energy in my life and like who you are to me as a partner, that like generosity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so but at the end of the day, like I really think, because it's like I feel like a lot of women subconsciously like want like a provider man, right? Or whatever. Yep, I got it. From a place of like unconsciously being like victimy around their relationship to money. And like that's bad vibes. That's bad feminine vibes, because it's like when you feel like because a man can be paying for everything without you feeling financially dependent upon him.
That's where it's not the vibes.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
it's like you subconsciously start to like adjust your standards, and maybe even feel incentivized to show up in the relationship a certain way, or to stay in a relationship for financial reasons. And that is not magnetic feminine energy. That's why it's so important, I really believe. And this is why I've started to talk more about these things, like through my work. For like women need to be like have a level of financial sovereignty, like doing what they love. And like you don't have to abandon yourself um in order to make good money. Like you get to be doing like what you truly feel called to and like what you want to do.
Well, I also like to add to that, like I think it's really important for women to feel fulfilled, right? And so,
Hmm.
there's so many different versions of that, but it's like if it starts to cross this line into not the like energetically like or not it doesn't feel like receiving, it doesn't feel like benefiting from like generosity and like the energy translating financially or other ways, right? Then it's like a woman starts to feel dependent, and then it's like that actually siphons her energy as well, you know? So
Hmm.
she loses her magnetism, her sense of self, her identity, all of these things.
And like she starts to feel like this unhealthy sense of need, right? Because
Hmm.
it's like there's a difference between like having needs and like letting yourself be supported and like having interdependency and like leaning on someone consciously,
Hmm.
versus like being like, oh my God, like without you, like I couldn't do this. It's like
Hmm.
I something I say with healthy polarized relationships is further together faster. Like you do more together than you could do alone, but it doesn't mean that you're like on your own, you're missing something, or that you're incapable, or that you're not like that you don't have an incredible life, that you're not abundant, that you're not like just loving the hell out of your life, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. And yeah, I I was just thinking, I was like, which side of the spectrum did I tend to fall on? I feel like before I did my own relationship work, and I was definitely more of like the instead of like codependent in relationships, I was more like hyper
Independent.
independent.
That was me in my
Blah, blah, blah.
oh yeah.
The engaged relationship. That was me, hyper independent for sure. Yeah, but I was just kind of like hyper independent, like get off me, get away from me. But then I also would attract men that were more like kind of needy, because I brought out you know, the opposite end of the energy. And that's what I was drawn to, and what then they were
Men
drawn to me.
wanted a mommy.
Yeah. Or mm, I don't know if it always showed up like that. I think it was more like there was just like a neediness towards me. And then obviously I was like, "Ugh, get off me, right? Um, but yeah, that was some lovely confronting work that I had to do because it was just like avoidance. It was avoidance. It was avoidance of intimacy and fear and all this stuff. And when I really like worked on that and integrated those parts of me and like healed those parts of me, it was like, oh, I can actually like receive too, and also have a relationship and now a marriage that is interdependent where I don't feel like because I run a very successful, very profitable business, right? And that requires yeah, I don't want to say the word is balance, but it feels like individuality, but individuality that doesn't cross into inter wait into over independence, hyper
Hyper
independence.
independent.
Sorry, I'm whatever. You guys know what I mean. But Gianna's better at the certain relationship vocabulary than I am, but it doesn't cross into that. And so there's, I am like, I feel very feminine in my marriage and I feel also very feminine in my business, but I also am like, go for the fucking throat, and like go for the throat and like leave nothing on the table and like bare your heart and soul.
I feel like feminine isn't just about being like, oh, like I'm
Totally.
a dainty flower.
Hmm.
F like feminine will fuck you up.
Hmm.
Back to the matriarchy we go. I think so. So we have been discussing a lot about like love bombing and just like codependency and like high level because it's a little coaching tea for you guys because we are definitely like veterans at this point in the online space compared to most people. And we've been in it since like 2015 and like you were like, "What?" But yeah, like
I'm
something
gonna have to double check that. I don't know.
yeah, like 2015. But like before being in the coaching space, we were doing like YouTube a little bit
Yeah,
before
yeah,
that and
yeah.
stuff. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, but mm, I was like checking my
Anyways, moving
yeah,
on.
and moving on. But yeah, and so like something so we've known like so many people in the industry like who have come and gone, people who have been here a while and like something that I just feel, I don't know, like I don't really relate too much to the coaching industry. Like I kind of like stay a little like identity wise, because I just don't really like some of the associations that come with it. And I feel like a lot of people like don't take it seriously, like in terms of like showing up and like, oh, I'm a coach. And then like, they have like a different job and then they post like once every 6 weeks, and it just like kind of gives a bad stigma. Um,
And also, there's just a lot of people who are just like, I am this now, and they're not rising to meet it. It's like, and they're not embodied, and they're not rising to meet it to acquire embodiment. They're performing. They're just, it's there's so much lack of that, and just really
or
bothers
they
me.
like take somebody's like free training and then they're like, oh, this I got exact like okay. Here's an example. So like someone who's like, okay, like I took this free money class from a business or money mentor and like I'm really struggling in my own finances and I had like an aha moment from this person's work. Oh, like this is my work now. Like now I'm a money teacher.
And I'm going to teach on this because I'm confusing being inspired for guidance on my life path and purpose. And it's like, should you really be doing that when you're defaulting on rent, you know? Like, and I'm not saying you don't have value because everyone has value and you even could offer something of value on money, but maybe don't take it up as your, job.
Yeah, and like it's just and this is not to be like shit talky, but this is honestly just the truth. It's like an integrity check, truly,
Mhm.
but it's like yeah, and so like with that said, it's like when somebody does something like that, they'll feel like on fire for like a week, and then when they don't instantly become a millionaire over the night, they're like, back to my normal job, or like hitting up my parents for money again, or like whatever, and then like I'm just gonna change my niche, and it's like there's a lot of stuff like that that's happening in the industry, and then also people who have like there are like people who do well, but also like kind of build businesses based on like codependency and like love bombing and like pedestaling, mixed in with like genuine value as well. And
Yeah.
so there's just a lot of like, there's like some people that I've known in the industry who like don't do, who aren't a part of it anymore because they're just like, oh, I just couldn't even handle that. And like, I totally get that. And I've just truly like,
Couldn't handle the codependency. Is that what you're talking about?
they couldn't handle, like they felt embarrassed to like be a coach, you know what I
Mm.
mean? And like they're like, my body of work was valid and I really helped people, but like the association of like being a part of this industry just was like cringe to me, and I just like couldn't do it.
Mhm.
And to me, like I totally understand that. And I've kind of like had my own process around that. Where I just have kind of gotten to the point where I just like have blinders on and I just like let other people do what they're gonna do. And I just stay in my lane of integrity and embodiment. Um, and like, I feel like that's something that you have to get comfortable with, like when you have any kind of online business.
Mhm.
And just like when you're an entrepreneur in general, it's like people are going to associate you with certain things or like project certain things onto you, like whether it's like the industry that you're in or like the like whatever it is. And like because it's not just with like the coaching industry, which I love being a coach, don't really love the coaching industry personally. Um, like there's definitely some like real ones for sure,
Mhm.
that like stand the test of time, and then there's some that come and go and teach their own on their path. But yeah, it's like this is also a thing too, like when you're just a business owner where it's like, oh, like you quit like the 9 to 5, the corporate like life, like oh my God, you're so irresponsible and reckless, or you're a psycho, or it's never gonna work, right? Like at the end of the day, it's like you have to just like you can't, like in business and in life, like you cannot do it for other people, or like based on what other people think, or even like based on like what other people are doing, like if somebody's like doing something that you're doing, but they're doing it in a way that's like cringe or like out of integrity or whatever, that is not your concern. Like your concern is to follow your soul path and like do it with integrity and embodiment and like keep fucking going, because it pays off for you. Um, and like it just does. Like you make the money, you make the impact, and then it's like period,
Mhm.
period, period.
Wait, what is it they're doing nowadays? Got your nose. Ah! Give it back, give it back.
Yeah.
Me just opting out of that and just being a mom.
Yeah.
Got your nose.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. That's just something I've thought a lot about, and like I don't even really like talk about these things. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't even care. Like
Yeah.
y'all do your like wild thing. I'm just gonna be over here in my lane.
And that's the whole, yeah, same. Bitch, same.
Yeah, bitch, same. So, yeah, if you see us like not talk too much about the coaching industry, that's why, personally. So I'm just like
I'm like already checking out.
I know you just seem like so disinterested. You're like, but it's true because like I just like feel like at the end of the day, technically we're coaches, but like.
No, I'm a unicorn fluffer.
Oh, really? You know what a fluffer is?
I know. I'm just saying, like, because
No.
even that, it's like I'm not a coach. I'm a dragon slaying, whatever the fuck, right? And
Shadow priestess. I understand like the
there's
importance
validity,
that
yeah.
I understand the importance of like your words needing to feel coherent. Like you need that coherence in the communication and what you say you do. But it's like if someone calls you a coach and you're just like flabbergasted and go on a 10-minute rant, it's like calm down. It's not that big of a deal.
Hmm.
And, you know,
we see both sides, the Gemini placements. I understand. I understand and also calm down and also we get it and also stop and also keep going.
You just like exactly.
That Gemini panic attack that you
I
just
think it was. Oh my God. But like you articulated it in such a Virgo Mercury way. Like I'm proud of you. Like I see you.
Does that mean
And
you
also I don't.
does Virgo Mercury make you good at like articulating things?
Yeah. So
Yeah, because that's like my thing. People hire me because like I'm one of like my main things
writing and articulation.
is my art my ability to zone in on very specific and particular financial and business patterns. And so like people come to me to a yay life, right? And so it's like growing the fuck out of your business. You know what? Let me just read you guys my last post. It was so good.
I love the new graphic. I'm like, I need that.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Here's my reel about not growing a dick. Okay, wait.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, I think they probably make things like that now, right? Like just powder, you can just. Okay. So when money isn't running you, you'll make way more. When connection is your baseline, your creativity, inspiration, and focus go through the motherfucking roof. When you get and stay in the zone, you forget to compare, check in, etc. And momentum goes to a whole new level, and compounding it becomes second nature with the growth to match. If you came here to grow a big business without growing male parts, but the whole association is like,
Yeah, we get it.
you get it. Okay.
We're not going to overly coddle our explanations, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you came without growing male parts, LMAO. If you came to co-create with life, if you came for abundance inside and out, it's time to ditch muggle business. Go all the way in on the magician way. Be compelled, impelled, ooze inspiration and magnetism for breakfast. Make the motherfucking impact your soul came to facilitate through your work. Giggle while you scale. And pop the top off in your business. But so yeah, that's how we do things in my world, and that's how business truly feels. It's not performative, and you can fucking feel that, right? Um, you have such good, strong wrist muscles.
I try.
You know. Just kidding.
She's referencing my ability to hold the mic.
Exactly. Get your head out of the gutter. Anyways,
Or
yeah,
keep it there.
or put it in and then take it out,
With protection.
or not,
Or pull out.
or don't, and have a little baby Sebastian.
Or don't. No, I love Sebastian. I'm just saying not everybody wants one.
I know. Just do it. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So the whole point of that is the one of the things like people hire me and like they and I'm all for all of these things that create space in the body, like tapping and all this shit. Like obviously it has value for so many people. But I'm like, I never needed to do any of that because like my ability to specifically pinpoint the thing and articulate it. And I talk about this in my book, Sexy Money.
Woo. Bestseller, bitch. Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestseller, motherfuckers.
I beat Will Smith. Haha.
Sorry, Will Smith.
Sorry.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
That was the only celebrity on the list. Well, I think. I don't know. Anyways, but everyone knows who Will Smith is, so I had to reference that.
I feel like Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. I did not sleep enough last night.
Mm.
And I got up with her toddler today, which I love
very
doing.
helpful.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
But yeah, I feel like you should start internet beef with Will Smith. Can we make it official?
I really fucking fumbled the bag when everyone was shitting on him for slapping Chris Brown, which understandably so. And I was like,
It wasn't Chris Brown.
Did I say Chris Brown? Chris Rock. I'm so sorry. Okay, brain spasm. I'm so good at articulating things when I just fucking okay, sorry. Chris Brown. We were just talking about Chris Brown because we were talking about Rihanna. Okay,
yeah.
anyway, so that's why it was in my
Yeah.
top of the dome.
Starting beef with all these rappers now.
Anyways, no. But yeah, I fucking love Rihanna. Anyways. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I really fumbled the bag when everyone was shitting on Will Smith
Yeah.
for slapping Chris Rock. And I was like, you guys, I beat him on the USA Today bestsellers list. I think it was like 2 or 3 spaces. And I was like, you guys, what I should have done if I was fucking thinking was been like, what would really stick it to him? Remind him that of this, buy my book. Okay. Anyways, it's a really good book.
If you happen to, I I don't know, but maybe. I actually do like Will Smith, but like
Yeah.
Will Smith, consider this like our official internet beef that we're starting with you for clout. I'm just kidding.
It's like,
No,
who are
that'd be
these?
so funny. You'd be like, who the fuck
What?
are these little bitches? Anyways, that's
Yeah.
kind of
I feel like
hilarious.
from what I saw, he came back from that well and like
Yeah.
took accountability and but whatever. I don't really pay attention to shit.
I don't know. I like him.
Yeah, but that reminds very amazing actor. Anyways, but that reminds me of I made a post today talking shit about people using ChatGPT all the time. You guys be careful being on the internet because so many things are just like I even see this on fucking TikToks and shit where it's like a script people are reading from ChatGPT and I'm like, you're talking like ChatGPT where it's like you're not this, that's that, and there's like just no substance and it's all fluff and there's either no elaboration on what the fuck that means or it's very surface and fluffy because it's just regurgitated chat GBT fucking garbage. You guys, it's
Hmm.
not going to be hard to stand out online if you literally just think for yourself and source from your own self, sense of self, life, creativity,
And
inspiration.
just be
And
yourself. Yeah.
if you just fucking think a little bit, okay?
A
Because it's
little
like
bit. Just
just
a little
if
bit.
you just because you guys, okay, brain rot, like from scrolling and whatever, that's a thing. But the chat GBT content has taken it to a whole new fucking level. So be careful the content you're consuming if you don't want to go brain dead and be like, bleh. And also, yeah, if you're literally just thinking for yourself, you're gonna stand out by miles and miles and miles because it's like, chat GBT kind of feels like it's like a tickle and then it doesn't go anywhere. That's that chat GBT content. And it's like where it's like, okay, I'm interested. That was like a fine enough hook. And then you listen to them talk and you're like, oh, that's a chat GBT script. Or you read it and you're like, oh, that's chat GBT. Because they don't get there. They don't get you there.
Yeah, it doesn't hit you in the soul. And like,
And that's where, like with my coaching specifically, my clients tell me this literally multiple times a day, every day, is like that ability to get there and shift that state in the body. Like, before people even were talking about the word somatic, right? Like, body, of the body
oh
and
my,
but
yeah.
yeah. So people were like, I didn't even know what the fucking word was actually for a while. And people were like, your work is somatic. It shifts me somatically. And I was like, look what that means. And, and
Sounds like a really good compliment. I wish I knew what it was.
and I was like, because that was how I changed my experience of money. Like I literally had such a bad relationship with money, panic attacks, even thinking about how I was gonna fucking eat some days, all the things, right? And then I had so much panic and lack and scarcity in my body, and that will drive you. Even like people hire me who are already making millions of dollars per year in their business, and they're running on lack. We're wrapping up, my love. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, but like I
Bless Kevin. We have dinner
yeah.
reservations.
Yeah, I will say that the other like I just really don't like whenever I know something is AI, I just like block like accounts, especially on TikTok. Like I stumbled upon this really cute like dog that was like sledding the other day. I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." And people were like saying in the comments like this is AI like and it was just like filled in the comments and I was like, "Oh shit." And it was literally a full TikTok account of a fake AI dog that was like just an AI dog here to brighten your day. And I'm like, that's not like that just I just like don't it just feels so artificial, which is artificial intelligence. But
Mhm.
I'm like that like is not the point. Like that's not the point of, like musicians or
Yeah,
like
or like all the
AI
AI
art.
music.
Yeah, like
Kevin played AI music recently, and I was like, "Shut it off!" And I was like,
I
"No."
literally like
He's like, "It sounds so good, though," and I was like, "Shut it off."
no, it doesn't because there's no soul in it.
Yeah,
There's no human
it's like a
experience in it.
replication of soul,
Yeah,
and
it's
so it sounds good, it's pleasing, but it's not moving.
yeah, that's the same difference with
Mhm.
like content online, like in your business too. It's
Mhm.
like there's no soul. It's like, oh, it sounds good, but there's no soul behind it and you can feel it.
And also too, it's just like, I feel like if your brain was like it had a level of depth that you had to explore, it's like chat GBT content keeps you like in this first layer. And so if you stop using this range, like use it or lose it, motherfuckers. And something I talk about is like if you want to be this was the thing I said, sorry, I haven't seen my content. Okay, let me and then okay. Stop outsourcing your thinking and creativity. Use AI to support, not get rid of. When you stop using your brain, you'll get stupid, mentally weak, and lazy.
100%.
Mental laziness leads to so many problems. Lack focus, comparison, anxiety, depression. Obviously, those aren't the only things, but it's a big contributing factor and even a big thing, and even
Yeah,
the only
it's
thing for a
real.
lot of people. I've always said if you want ease, right? And and the laziness and non-force that comes with it mentally and energetically, you have to be the complete opposite. Mentally and energetically, you have to be the complete opposite of lazy. If you want ease, if you want flow, if you want inspiration, if you want to be so undeniably compelled that you show up and take inspired action, you're guided, you're led, like all these
Because you
things.
have to build that emotional and mental
Mhm.
capacity that creates the ease versus just being like, check the fuck out.
And this is why I say, happy people, like they're typically, and obviously there's room for nuance in this, but I used to be really fucking anxious and depressed and really fucking insecure, and I'm not. I'm one of the happiest people I know now. And yeah, I can have my moments. I'm a fucking person, right? But it's like I'm really fucking happy, and I'm really in the fucking zone. I'm really aligned, and I live like that, and I do business like that. I make money like that. I fuck like that. My husband. Um, that's it. And
Except for a couple of years ago when you guys went through a phase, but
yeah, we swung once or twice. But just for funsies, we were trying it out because I like to life. I like to live life and experiment and try things on and do things
I
out.
love that for you so much.
It was a fun moment, but then it was like we came back into containment and we are like, okay, that was an experience we had, and we'll write about it in the memoir. But other than that, like, we're not making this a lifestyle. It's not our lifestyle choice. Anyway, so happy people, like I built like happiness is a muscle in your brain, And so you're not just I remember one day looking out the window and being like, God, I'm so fucking miserable. And I had these moments when I forgot to be a miserable bitch, and people were like, oh, you're so joyful and lovely. And I was like, I want to be that. How do I be that? And I was like, I just get to choose to be that. And so I practiced that. I built that muscle in my fucking brain. Now I'm a happy ass bitch.
And like what I want to add in there is like this is not, like we definitely had like CPTSD like in early adulthood from our childhood.
Mhm.
And I was talking about this on my stories the other day as well because I
Oh,
was having a
God.
conversation. Yeah, I was having a conversation with a family member about this where I had a therapist tell me once that I had like she told me I was disorganized attachment style, which if you know anything about attachment styles, everybody like strives for secure so you can have interdependence and healthy, sustainable relationships. But like a lot of people are like anxious, like needy, or like dismissive avoidant. And like the least common one that is can be the most challenging in my opinion because it's so like all over the map is disorganized, aka fearful avoidant, aka anxious avoidant. So essentially, a disorganized attachment style person has a lot of push pull. Like they can be like really needy and like want like the same thing that anxious attachment people struggle with, but they can also feel like, get away from me, like dismissive avoidant stuff. And
Mhm.
so it just really depends, and you like go all over the map. And I worked through all of those things to get to a secure place. And like, I just really, really feel like our childhoods and like our astrology, like all of it, like built us to do this work. And that is, to maybe like bring it full circle, bring it home here. Like that is bigger than any fucking industry and like what any industry is known for. That's bigger than like any niche that you want to bop around. That's bigger than any like launch. It's like when you are just like connected to when you show up for yourself and your own work and like what lights you up and like you operate in integrity with like what you believe in your values and your healing in your relationships, in your finances, in your career, in your purpose, like it just works and it
Mhm.
doesn't, nothing else fucking matters. And like,
'Cause you're gonna take you with you, bitch, for
yeah,
better or worse.
and like your life doesn't create itself. But like
Mhm.
one of the things that I love about like having been a former disorganized attachment style girly is that like I really deeply understand my clients who have avoidant tendencies and anxious tendencies and really help them like through those things in like their life and careers and business and relationships, right? And like and one thing that I just wanted to say about what Jenna said when she's like happiness is a muscle, like that bitch earned that stripe. You know what I mean? And like so you don't have any excuse. Like I know like there like the world is crazy
Mhm.
and like we all have our own personal shit that happens and like
Mhm.
whatever, but at the end of the day, like you are like the feeler of your own feelings, you are the thinker of your own thoughts, and you are the captain of your life,
Mhm.
right? So like what are you gonna do, bitch? You gonna sail to Hawaii or you gonna sail to hell?
Yeah, I made a post this morning too that was funny. I was like, "Good morning, motherfuckers." I was like, people who wake up grumpy, especially on a regular basis, are their brain's a little bitch. Good morning. But yeah, because it ultimately boils down to a choice, and in that choice is simplicity, but like back that choice up with embodiment, choice. And I've talked about this with my clients where I say the call's coming from inside the house, and it's like stop believing all the thoughts in your head because they're not all from you. They're conditioning, they're other people's limitations, your parents, society, where you grew up, whatever the fuck. And it's like make your thoughts your own. Like you have a say over what's in your own fucking head, and you have to obviously build new neural pathways and let the old ones die off, right? It's work for
Like
real,
do
but
your somatic work, which I've personally benefited a lot from somatic work, but
yeah. And for me, within my coaching, it's like when you shift something in the body, the brain automatically kind of deletes some shit, or you shift something in the mind with such precision, the body just shifts and releases the past that you store in your body, the tension, the block,
yeah.
Anyways, we should wrap up.
Yeah. But personally, as like a Gemini moon who's really good at like understanding and wrapping my mind around emotions, like
Mhm.
so like doing like somatic work, really helped like was just like again like a next level experience for me. But personally, but what I was going to say is that like one thing that I think is a really great thing to end on, is all the stuff that we're talking about because I've had like some of these conversations with clients recently behind the scenes is like this work that we're talking about, it's very like individualized to you and it can feel really selfish given like everything that's going on in the world. But I'm telling you, like your soul chose here to be alive during this collective experience for a reason. And like you doing your own work and being the embodiment of like good shit
Mhm.
is of such service because of the capacity that you have to be able to show up for like the collective and your community um as a result, and also like being the being the example as well, and like bringing that frequency like this like in spite of so much is you're a fucking light worker, bitch.
Lightworker Twins forever, bitch.
Amen.
Yeah, and also too, I see this, and then we'll actually wrap up,
Yep.
is people do this online where it's like they're trying to learn just enough to be able to teach it, to be able to say it, to be able to make a post on it, to get a sale. It's like a chasing mentality because their body's holding on to lack. So another connection point there for you, but we gotta go because we have dinner reservations. Lightworker Twins forever, bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my ass.
Me too. You get the left cheek, I'll get the right. All right.
Okay,
Love you
deal.
guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.